I'm gonna try and be a voice for the rest. Because do you know how many?
A lot.
Yes.
With being
Actually,
second
I need
highest
to...
capita, I'm going to slowly struggle.
Well, Carl's actually second highest capita. Grisha
But he missed
and
a
you are about equal.
No, I've been no more than Grisha.
Yeah, that's actually.
Missed the
Actually,
shift, that pushing them down.
well, actually, I did stream.
Okay, so...
I did stream last night, but I didn't.
That doesn't count because we started at around midnight, like
No.
11:50.
What I'm saying is that unless I need to opt into a shift because I'm getting tired and frustrated, I'm going to be opting out of any shift I can and just be a voice.
All right.
Since you already had cover for the two that missed one, I will accept that stuff. Austin, you accept?
I agree.
You got
Matt, motion carry.
I've been up for over 48 hours now.
Motion carry, Matt. You have the
over
pushing
24.
arrest.
Thank you.
All right.
I love how our group of friends is literally just. We decide everything as though it's a court. It's fun. It's hilarious.
We're like Congress almost, really yelling and everything. We're Congress, basically.
Yeah. Trump's all the way.
I think it's our first political reference off screen. Okay.
What?
I think that's our first political reference. Start stream.
Oh, you know what? I think we should give ourselves a pat on the back for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We've lasted this long.
Hey, I'm about to. Wow, I just beat Yuki in 2 turns in my like.
Nice.
Although
I can't breed this Bronzor because Bronzor doesn't learn any egg moves.
Trevor. Hey, Trevor. Want some opinion, real quick. Trevor.
Are hungry.
Trevor, you listening? Trevor.
I got something going on in my. Yes, Austin?
Should I end the duel with Yugi and settle now, or should I just throw blue eyes on there?
Finish the duel. What you found? Give him a show, Austin. Give him a show.
Alright, that means blue eyes, so I'll wait. That's the only reason I didn't finish that, is because I won't give you blue eyes. I could have won right now, but, you know, what's the point of that, right? What in that?
Place your bets now. Don't really bet, though.
Shield on, egg moves, please let... Yay, Stealth Rock is on there. Now I can actually get a good shield on. Yay.
I can use that.
So, yeah, I'm gonna just drive out to my house in Paleto Bay, and then from there I'm gonna end
Trevor, I forgot to tell you, you know Shiftry can be your... you use Shiftry a lot in your Pokemon team, right?
Sometimes. It's one of my teams.
Did you know Shiftry learns Defog?
Yes, I knew that.
Egg move.
As an egg move? No, I know.
Yeah.
I know I can learn it through TM.
Read it with a Smurgle that knows Defog, and the Smurgle will pass it on as an egg move.
Sorry guys, I can't get dark. I won't be able to get blue eyes probably because you just popped a dark hole. Dang it.
Dark hole.
Alright, I'm trying to
Bye
get
to all your
Yugi.
monsters.
What's wrong with you? You're trying to show up for kids, and that's what you do?
No, he's you didn't let him finish.
Oh, there we go.
I mean, it did sound really bad, but you did not let him finish.
I did put blue eyes on there. Hey, I did summon a blue eyes! Yay! White lightning attack! Bye-bye, Yugi. Oh, wait, never mind. Yugi, just die already! Gosh.
Nose pass egg moves. Please tell me Nose Pass learns.
Pass?
Yeah, Nose Pass, because Nose Pass is the only one that learns egg moves.
Pass, Nose Pass.
Yes, it learns Stealth Rock as an egg move. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because
crap.
I actually bred a perfect shift tree with
And I got
Peacock,
hit by a car.
You know what? Blue Eyes was there, but I want to actually
but
win
then
this.
I
'Cause
lost it.
I have to win this.
Yeah, well, okay, that's gonna go ahead and be it. For the shift, I'm heading over to Austin now at All Nice Mask Gang 2 to continue the stream.
Hey, but can I have a dueling audience from somebody, please?
I'll see you guys in a little bit. See you guys.
Bye!
Bye, Austin. Bye, Matt.
I don't like this guy's deck, but I'll do it anyway.
I'll be back in a couple hours. Matt, keep Austin under control. Austin, keep Matt under control.
I can handle. I don't really curse during dueling, unless somebody pulls a clee. But
I'll see you guys.
Huh. Did you know Houndor can learn Sucker Punch?
that I did know. I actually had it learned that on Platinum one time.
Actually, the weird thing is it learns Sucker Punch because the actual name in Japan is Sneak Attack,
Oh.
which is also why it's not boosted
Dude.
by Iron Fist.
Dude, I won't lie. Right now, these decks are being very nice to me for the streams. It's almost going down exactly like the shows did. Pretty much.
Well, it looks like I don't need any egg. Oh, I could. No. No, I don't want to be cheap. I don't want to be cheap. You see, I was going to teach it Destiny Mon via an egg move, but then I'm like, nah, I don't want to be cheap.
Hang on a minute. Discard 2. Wait, is this? No, that's gotta be, don't need that. Don't need that. Okay. Gosh dang it! Why is it always gotta be, I think I did goof. I forgot, man. Okay, wait, Yuki, no, I'm sorry. Oh, well. Here we go. I goofed. Do you know that? I goofed.
Nope.
It
Oh, it
happens.
learns Hyper Voice as an egg move. Please tell me it's not from where I think it is. And it is actually not from where I think it is. Yay. That means I can... Wait. Hyper Voice is... it's not... Hyper Voice is... Category... Okay, cool. It is the one I'm thinking of. So, I just need a... Toucanon with Hyper Voice. That shouldn't be too hard. Now, let's see, nope, Bergmite cannot learn that via an egg move. That's impossible.
Hey, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! On the same duel. The same, how about that?
Stream, yeah.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't attack everything you see.
My least favorite question that's ever been asked, because there's no tangible way of telling, like, at all, is the stupid question, who would win Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters or Pokemon, in which case...
That'd be easy.
Like, it wouldn't be easy because there's no way to compare the two easily.
I know. I know, because some of them are like in the real they're ridiculous. Their Yu-Gi-Oh monsters are unbelievably powerful. So therefore,
well, if they were real, they'd be unbelievably powerful. But if they're not real, then they're unbelievably weak.
Yeah, but they're in the Yu-Gi-Oh universe. They're considered real. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, in parts of the Yu-Gi-Oh universe, in other parts of the Yu-Gi-Oh universe, they aren't considered anything more than holograms.
That's because they didn't
know. What I'm trying to say. Yeah, I know that's because they didn't know, but you also can't deny that it is a thing.
Yeah. But I just feel like it's one of those things where it's like... Yeah.
Well, again, there's...
There's no way
well,
to...
I mean, well, yeah, there's no fair way to compare the two because their storyline, they, in the dub of Dragon Ball Z, Goku acts similarly, but their entire storylines for every fight they fight is completely different. Goku has to overcome a challenge, and Superman has to make sure not to destroy the city he cares about, which he does about half the time. So technically, Superman loses about half the fights he fights because he always loses half the battle.
Okay, I'm gonna skip that. I know I promised I was gonna do a storyline of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. You know, like an actual storyline, but that deck's not
Here's
gonna
a
let me
quick
win.
question. What do you think is better, Bullet Punch or Mach Punch?
I like Mach Punch.
Like, you see, one of my favorite things to do is choice band Machamp with Bullet Punch, or wait, one second, I'm gonna bring up that, because, you know, Bullet Punch is neat. It's,
Yeah.
Or should I say it, for Pokemon that learn Bullet Punch and are fighting types, it is neat.
Yep.
Mach Punch is good, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have the neatness factor, you know?
Yeah.
So,
But I just like I
Machamp,
use it more.
oh, here's how I do it. Poison Jab for fairy types. Ice Punch for dragons, and really anything ice is good against. Dynamic Punch, because it's no guard, so it always hits and always confuses your opponent.
Well,
and Bullet
I guess
Punch.
she's good against dragon and ground, so. Well, that's like the main.
Yeah,
That's the main thing. But
Actually, Ice is a weirdly good offensive typing, but a terrible defensive typing.
yeah, because the thing that'll stop my favorite part about ice is the ability to freeze.
But did you notice that all the moves my Machamp knows are punching moves?
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of them do have
Dynamic
fast
Punch
effects.
with no guard. Dynamic Punch with no guard is by far my favorite thing ever.
One of my favorite things about actual elemental punches is they almost always will put a nasty status effect on the enemy. That's one of my favorite parts
So here's
about them.
something weird. I don't know if you realize this, but did you know Discharge has a 10% or has 20% higher chance to paralyze the person you're fighting than
Really?
Thunderbolt does?
Huh.
And it only does 10 less damage. Discharge is actually pretty legit if you think about it from that perspective.
Huh.
But you know what else is pretty legit?
What?
Scald.
Mmm.
You know all the little things Scald does that nothing else does?
Burn.
At least for water type moves anyways.
Burn.
It burns. If you're frozen, it insta-defrost you. And then you attack still. Not even weakened. It's the same power. You melt yourself out of the ice. You can't freeze a water type Pokemon that can learn Scald if it knows Scald, because there's no point.
Yep.
On the downside, Scald also releases your opponent from the same effect. Oh, 1 second, I gotta... Hey Mom, sorry about that. Actually none of us were streaming, so... Austin is. Cool. Yeah. I mean, it all ended with...
Ah, dang it. Of course, Grebo. And also, for you do it, no, I am not using Weevil's deck for this bet. That's just plain simple. Ah, whoops. What did I do? Maybe I can, if I'm lucky, I'll be able to get out something cool for you guys.
Here's a question for you. What is the most powerful evolution?
Well, I'd have to go with Umbreon.
Yeah, Umbreon's legit. Doesn't have any good attacking stats though, which is.
But he's
But
my
you know what
favorite.
you
He's the
can do with
coolest.
Umbreon? I
He's
know,
the
but you know what you
coolest.
can do with Umbreon?
What?
Do you know what Umbreon learns Curse? So
That I think I did though, actually.
so you could like essentially boost its pretty bad attack stat up to the highest degree possible, and then just dunk on people.
I'm almost gonna cry. I was hoping to give the kids a good show with a bigger monster, but you know how sometimes it goes in dueling.
Yep.
Sorry guys, I tried. The card that I was gonna summon is actually ridiculously hard to summon, but worth it if I could have gotten it.
What does Vacuum Wave do again?
The what?
Oh, Vacuum
God.
Wave is essentially Special Mach Punch.
Of course you would do that. Get out of here. Go, get out. I know it's about a monster, but I'm bad at that. I'll lose. Get out of here. Go, get out of here. Thank you. I didn't throw Weird Force down because I didn't think I needed it at the moment, but Rule number 1 is
How
dueling
far
no.
has Toxicroak fallen?
Rule number 101.
Oh, it's only in you. Oh, it's in you.
Always
Wait,
put a
1
mirror
second.
force in your. Always
not
put a mirror
recent.
force in your deck. Always. Don't care what it tells you.
Ooh.
Put a mirror force in your deck.
Toxicroak fell all the way down to never use this generation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that Pokemon was funny though in the show.
Well, Croagunk was. Toxicroak was.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean. I thought Toxicroak
Okay, so
was pretty
in
boss. Pretty cool.
okay, in Diamond Pearl, Toxicroak is UU with the ability to be used and overused. In Black and White, it's actually OU.
What is he, 6? Can get a 7. Actually...
And then it falls all the way to NU 2 years later. Or 2 gens later. Although still very able to be used in the underused here.
Hang on. Synchro summoning time. I couldn't get
Which
the
is
big
also
boy out,
funny
please,
because you know
guys.
what it gained recently that it didn't have anything better in the past couple of generations? Gunk Shot. You know what Gunk Shot is? Because it's
I
an
remember
amazing... Gunk Shot is like a... It's like a poison Stone Edge, essentially.
You know what's really funny?
Yep.
I
no,
used to
actually,
hate
what?
Graceful Charity when I was a kid. Because I never liked discarding cards because I thought that was kind of... At the time, that was kind of a bad thing. For 3 cards, but now I know how to use it more in a strategy now. I'm just like, no wonder this card is banned.
Is it legal again?
No. I'm just like, no wonder
Okay,
this
cool.
is banned. No, like... Because good old the bees, you know what the easiest combo is now? For real, if you think about it? Graceful Charity, Monster
Possibly
Reborn.
Graceful Charity.
Monster
Oh.
Reborn. Scarred a big old monster, then reborn it. Pretty much.
Oh yeah, that would be terrifyingly overpowered.
Or have like a Call of the Haunted, which is legal. Oh god. Oh, I know why.
Oh, Monster Reborn was banned recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, they always bring it back, then take it away all the time. Because people like the card, because it's, you know, it's just...
It's good.
Yeah. But believe it or not, it's not the most OP card now, so...
It is not. It is not. It's not ban-worthy anymore.
It was in the GX era, though. It was
was.
very much so.
In what era?
The GX era.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
GX
people
era
would
it was.
spam that card like it was... Ooh, oh, good opening hand.
Although, like, my biggest, there was okay, so Pimp Knight, a YouTuber today, basically said, and this is a quote of how stupid this argument is, right? I'm just saying, kids, do not use this logic at home. If he's allowed to, if he does something unknowingly, or how should I put this? If he does something that I don't support, then why can't I do the same thing that I don't support?
Right.
Because you don't support it. That's all. You're saying, no, I don't support this. Then you know, say, like, that's where the whole life lesson from earlier came in. It's like, okay, so what you're doing here is you're trying to shift the blame to someone else who doesn't really deserve the blame for your actions.
Right.
Because, of course you're trying to. He's a scapegoat for the community at the moment. Even though what he was doing was actually very admirable, trying to say, hey, look at this. This is a hacked Pokemon. And it was a hacked Pokemon. He admitted to that. But you know what he failed to follow through on?
What?
Hey guys, I'm sorry. This was a hacked Pokemon. I will do a better job of making sure Pokemon aren't hacked in the future, so I bring you more reliable, more morally equivalent to my own content. You know, it's like, I will follow my morals, and I will try harder to do so. What does he do? Oh, why do I have to follow my morals when other people don't have to follow my morals? Because they're your morals. Oh,
right.
that is the worst logic ever.
Yeah.
Now, if you weren't adamantly opposed to it, I understand that. Like, why can't I do what he does? Is sometimes logical, especially when you're not opposed to the thing you're talking about. But a lot of the times, when people use that excuse, they're opposed to it. Which is the big part of my problem with Pimp Night at the moment. It's like, I understand he made or the other thing he does is he goes and says, so here's the thing that Verlicify said about in a couple videos about Pimp Night. He's like, I'm a little skeptical that he could do this in this amount of time, and I'm a little skeptical that he could do this. And then he's like, oh, this Pokemon is hacked, maybe he's a hacker, and oh, yeah, this Pokemon is also hacked. It's actually impossible by today's standard. Maybe he's a hacker. Both of which, well, two were valid accusations, and you explain. And you know what the explanation for him using hacked Pokemon was?
What?
A friend gave it to me excuse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the worst. And then instead of like, I'll do a better job to fact check, he's like, it's really just bad because I understand where he's frustrated that people are calling him out for not fact. You want to know what the real thing that gets me angry at him though is?
What?
Do you know how long he didn't fact check for?
Forever?
Over a year. It's been over a year since the video that he talked about came out, and he didn't fact check it.
Hmm.
And then he said, he's like, oh, maybe he should have taken on this video where he's like, I'm a little skeptical that he could do this legally. And it's like, what I also found funny is when someone posted his receipts, his digital receipts for his games he bought, it wasn't him. And it didn't show anything that would show that though they were his receipts in the background. So, if anything, I'm even more convinced he's a hacker in his own video. He did such a terrible job defending himself. I'm convinced he's a pure 100% hacker and hypocrite.
Yep.
And
he's
like,
trying to go pro.
Don't get me wrong, Verlicify isn't like a godsend either, but at least he's honest about when people have accused him of hacking, he's actually, how do I put this? He actually
admits it.
He took that one screenshot and he showed the whole amount of screenshots, right? He's saying like, he was essentially saying, hey, can I say I breeded this Pokemon so my fans don't get mad at me? That's what they said. They took him out of context. What he was saying is, oh, this came from Jenna, but it's in an antique Pokemon. My fans might think I'm cheating. Should I say I bred it myself? And the person he goes to for breeding is a very adamant anti-hacktivist, you know? Doesn't like hacking. So, breeds all of it all the time, does a really good job, and it's like, yeah, no, actually, I have mad respect for that type of argument. And then when I go to the video of the people saying, rebutting, like, it's like, you said the last video was going to be your last video on Verlicify. Oh, you said that? Oh, and then, like, during Charlottesville, because, like, in hindsight, Verlicify is completely right about what he said in Charlottesville, because Antifa.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, it's like it's hilarious, the hypocrisy people are calling out, the hypocrisy of the people who are calling out hypocrites.
Yep.
And one of my funniest things, which is why I don't like Duncan Knee Deep a lot anyways, if he wanted to do a video with me, I'd be fine with it. But one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of his is because he's like, what am I saying? He said, oh, we were going to make the video, but then we decided not to because we were saving all this information. Essentially, he admitted that they were stockpiling information for a year without saying anything about it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, essentially what he's saying is, oh, we just let everybody else up till now defend themselves. And they did a good job defending themselves. So my big problem is like, okay, so you're saying everybody up till now has done a good job defending themselves. So now you're going to defend someone else even though they haven't asked you to do so. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's also very slanderous in nature because you're holding on to damaging information, some of which is false, which technically means that your false accusations could actually be, he could take you to court for slander.
Yeah.
But he hasn't, because he respects your right to say your dumb opinions. Huh,
Yeah.
That's actually rather nice. Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, and he's just doing what he can on his own without trying to drag anybody else through the mud unless he, like, the whole thing with Pimp Night is, you know what happened to where he made that video exposing Pimp Night on the whole hacking thing?
Huh. Hang on.
A fan of both his and Pimp Night came to him and he's like, oh, I was watching this old, Pimp Night video and I'm so mad because he hacked his Skarmory because it couldn't have Stealth Rock at that day and age. And I'm thinking to myself, so let me get this straight here. Verlisify isn't attacking Pimp Night for hacking. He's attacking Pimp Night for, or I don't even say it. He's accusing Pimp Night of being a hypocrite because he says he's all for breeding,
Yeah.
but uses hacked Pokemon without fact checking before using them.
Right.
Because he's lazy. Hypocrisy can be bred by laziness, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and more importantly, he didn't go actively searching this out. A fan of both of theirs came to him and he's like, oh, I'm so upset, man. Did you hear about this? And the fan showed him the video and he's like, you know what? I gotta say this. I gotta say this. And he comes out and he says what he needs to say. He's not even doing it for himself. He's doing it because a member of the community got upset. Am I wrong to not think of that as an attack? Does that kind of sound like a... Because it's like a fan of his is coming to him like, I don't know what to do. I'm a fan of both of yours, but I'm very anti-hacker. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll make a video. And, you know, he's like trying to give this person who doesn't have a voice.
Right.
And isn't that pretty much like, it's like how a lot of, like, I'm doing a lot of critical thinking right now because I'm just looking back on things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to make the argument that Verlisify is a bad person because most of the stuff he does is, well, the first time he said something might not have been justified, but every other time someone has attacked him and he's been like, oh, okay, so you're attacking me, let me clear the air, and also here's some things I found wrong with you since we're airing grievances.
Mm-hmm.
It's doesn't, I'm like very, and you want to know what the worst part about this is? You know what the first thing you find when you search for Verlisify is? And he actually didn't do anything about this because he believes in free speech. And except for videos I've already viewed, all of the, like, the first 10 results are all just, look at this terrible person. And I'm thinking to myself, no, actually, I feel he's very justified in his own way. And I feel like you making a video on how he was defending people that Antifa labeled as Nazis, by the way, because he's not defending Nazis, he's defending people who are being unfairly labeled as such. In hindsight, he was way ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm. People just don't like hearing the truth sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing that really irked me in this is I hate it when a Scotsman tell me that a Scotsman tries to tell me, an American citizen, who, by the way, came up with the best version of free speech in the world, tries to tell me and another American citizen that freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. Well, I mean, freedom from speech in the terms of, you know, freedom of political speech.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences is the thing that McCarthy used to make people's lives miserable. Authoritarians use that logic, and I hate authoritarianism.
Mm-hmm.
I vote Democrat, but but I do not like their stance on a lot of free speech stuff. I do not like their stance on guns because I don't think the government should do anything that would affect law-abiding citizens' right to own a gun, because I think that's not only protected under the 2nd, but the 9th and 10th Amendment as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like a lot of the stuff my party aligns with, but I believe more in their philosophy on how we should raise and spend money. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It's really annoying me because this...
I won't lie, this was the
problem...
hardest election decision I've ever had to make ever.
I know. The only thing that really... Because, like, the big thing... my most adamant thing, I'm very adamant that the press, no matter what they say, has to be free to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the job of the press.
Although the irony right now is, despite
that there's a whole bunch of fake stuff.
No, there's a bunch of sexual harassment stuff, and they try to cover it up. I think that's actually pretty ironic.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein and like a lot like liberal.
Dude from what was it?
You know
CBS?
what my biggest problem was? I went to a cracked video I used to find hilariously funny. Twice in a row, they're two videos in a row, and came out annoyed as all heck.
Yep.
And the biggest problem I had with it is, first of all, they said, oh, rape isn't the whole sexual assault thing isn't a Hollywood issue, it's a men issue. No, it's not a men issue, it's a Hollywood issue. I wasn't involved in covering up Harvey Weinstein's terrible deeds. You don't put that blame on me. I don't victim blame. I don't use the just world hypothesis for everything. I know the difference between the things you're trying to say I don't know the difference between. Don't make me out to be an idiot because of my gender, thank you very much. It's not a men issue, it's a bad person issue, and it just so happens that the bad people involved were in liberal Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Not a liberal issue, not a conservative issue. It's a liberal Hollywood issue. And for Pete's sake, replacing a person who did terrible things to women with a woman is not how things should work. His position should go to the best, most ethical, and most qualified person. Because meritocracy is important. It is my, like, as an egalitarian, I believe two things to be the truth. First of all, I believe equality is through opportunity, and equality is not through outcome, but through opportunity. And outcome is decided by merit. And those who are from the birth, you know, like people who are mentally disabled, are physically disabled, it is the duty of those who have got extremely successful in the meritocracy to watch out for those who are struggling in it. Not necessarily pay for them, but like be kind and neighborly and help them when they need it and all this stuff. That's why we have charities. That's why we have certain programs for taxes. Although I think one of my big beliefs is that if people donate more to charity, they should get, like, there should be a higher threshold to the amount you can deduct from your taxes for the more you donate to charity. You know? Like, if you donate half your salary to charity, you don't get, like, your taxes are cut in half because you are already helping people with your money. You know? And I also think that a lot, like, I think a lot of the ways people are doing things are terrible on both sides. Because I believe that we need to find a way to make sure people who aren't currently making enough to live are making more.
Hey,
I think we should do so. Wait, actually, this, have you ever heard of a bill introduced like this? X company gets X amount of lower corporate income tax for X amount they pay average blue-collar worker above minimum wage. With diminishing returns. So it's like, based upon how you do the math, you can get a $15 minimum wage that people would be willing to pay for because they get insane amount of corporate taxes off. So essentially, their company doesn't go in the red. It goes in the black because they're not only able to pay their employees more, which means they're able to make more money because their employees are buying more stuff, and you know, it all works out in the end. But they're also able to not have to give as much up through taxes, meaning they're willing to pay people more. And they're willing to reward success. But I don't think you can do one or the other and have success. You have to do both. You have to have legislation that covers both aspects. I mean, you can't deny that lowering corporate income taxes, not the companies, not the person running the company, but the corporate's income tax, the company's taxes, for higher pay for workers, like linking the two, not just lowering income taxes, not just higher pay for workers, correlation between the two. That is a brilliant idea that you have never heard in a house. Isn't that, have you heard that in a house before? In any state house, or no, right?
Nope.
I should get in contact with my local congressman. I think that would be an amazing bill for his career.
The problem is money talks.
Money, well, I mean, yes, but at the same time, you're not forcing employers to pay their employees more, but you're incentivizing them to.
Yeah.
Incentive is always less controversial than force. But you can't do incentive correctly without both the carrot and the stick. Most people either just go with the stick or the carrot. You need both. If you just use the stick, the thing that you're trying to get past is only going to get mad. If you only use the carrot, then it's only going to grow fat and unable to carry its own weight. I think I should give $5 for that. Wasn't that analogy good, Trevor? Or Austin?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was... I also... I believe that... I believe that if you're doing something that's good for liberals, you should do something that's good for conservatives, because you're moderating yourself. So, like, if you're lowering if you're lowering spending, or if you're lowering spending in order to make sure you close the deficit quicker, raise taxes. Because I don't know if that will actually hurt anybody. I haven't done the research, but I don't think you can keep taxes the same but lower spending. That sounds fine. Because doesn't that sound okay? Because like you're not, the only thing you're modifying is the spending. Lowering taxes is only going to make the same problem, you know? Because if you're lowering taxes and spending to the same amount, then you're technically lowering the amount of taxes you take in. Oh, 1 second. I'm getting a call. Hello, Christian. It's not gonna be as long as I thought. If you got a PS4 recently, right? Do you have a headset? You want a headset? I actually do have an extra one. I recently got a better one. Yeah, actually, what do you have? Just curious. Why don't game share? Just, how do I put this to you? Essentially, actually you're gonna get a very good deal here. In-game, so essentially, my account...
That'll work. There we go. Now this is a deck. Is a deck.
I want you to know that I want to play some of these games so bad with you that I am literally, because like anything I buy on the PS4 version. No DLC is the only thing. So like, essentially you'll get Destiny 2. Skyrim, Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Wildlands, a bunch of other games I have Borderlands, Enhanced Collection, Dark Souls 3, Black Ops is actually on here, Overwatch is on here, Fallout 4, Far Cry, Final Fantasy 7, not Warcry Primal. Yeah, actually, if we use the whole game share thing,
Perfect.
Infamous Second Son, Just Cause 3, Killzone, Laura Croft, and Osiris, the Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 or 2.5 remix.
One thing I hate about that card is you actually have to use it.
For some reason, I think they got it like really cheap.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5, but then
That's how I, at the moment, is how I build a Harpy deck. From this generation. And that's how, this is why I played a trap card. Bye bye. That is a good card. By the way. And it better not. I'm gonna be super mad if that does that.
Like, I don't have anybody else that I can share with, so essentially anything I have available on my download will be instantly available as soon as we start getting it. And will only
Perfect.
require you to buy it as soon as, you know,
About to win this next turn. Still about to win this next turn. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, you guys are like this. Get out of here. I don't even need you anymore. Pay attention to how I worked this. Now I have one more draw. Alright, perfect. Damn it. card I want that I'm looking for, but it will not give it to me. And it's really annoying. I want it specifically for this. Try something different really quick. Oh well. Much better hand. Come on, be nice to me. This is getting annoying.
Do I have an I don't know if I accidentally have an extra card somewhere. If I find it, I will give it to you. Yes, you are.
Gosh, our deck isn't being nice to me. There's a card I want for it. So where I can easily win this, but if you don't have to waste a card, don't. Ah, hell. This is actually a really good card if for duelists who's just starting out.
I have a $50 GameStop gift card, and the slot covered this. Yeah. It was in my pocket for 3 months.
Actually, a Heartbeat deck period is a good deck to learn with how to duel. It's basic and I could win really quickly. It's like the original swarming deck. See? He's a cat. Just to be mean. This is one of my favorite cards ever. Baby. I used to be a tournament winner. Let's go with that. That was practically a user deck. Their normal deck. Now this is better. Here we go. Perfect. This is gonna be annoying. Ah, boy. Oh, let's hope I don't win this before that happened. Is there hope to win? Yes. But I'll if I get lucky. Had that right. As much. Alright, buddy. You gotta go. Make the deck smaller. Ah. Yeah. Got your last ropes, Loogie. Run. Yo. You know what? Ah, boy. Perfect. Hoping for. Wait, what? Forget that. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This kid. Yes, sir. About to get eaten.
Haha. This is gonna be funny.
guys. Sorry about that. I'm back. I was hungry. I'll admit it. You know how it goes. Duel snacks. You know. All right. What? God.
You